Hey, how's it going? I'm Will. I'm in downtown Toronto making some reels right now, some reels for Instagram. I just wanted to walk you through my process, how I got the shots, how I framed them, what settings I use, what gear. I'm using a Sony FX3 with a Sigma 24-70, just putting it vertically on the tripod. So for this shot, we're gonna start on a building and then tilt up really fast. And then on the next shot, we're gonna tilt up into the next shot. We're gonna do that by just staying on this. I'm gonna show you the shot afterwards, but just look at the tripod. I'm staying still. And then right away, I am tilting up really quickly. And then the other way, the other shot, we're gonna transition into it, like we're gonna go up. So we're gonna start down and then land it. And it might take a few extra tries to get the composition right. And then later in post, you could just cut right into transition point. It should be seamless. All right, now we're back in the suburbs in Scarborough and we're at a park. And right now we're just shooting, there's a video by a guy on Instagram, his name is Shy Guy, and I found a really cool video that he did and I wanted to replicate it just because it looked cool and I wanted to test it out. And it's basically like he cuts back and forth between different shots of the same type of shot and he keeps the composition constant. So I'm doing the same thing. So this is one of the shots right here. I'm going to show the final result, but this is one of the examples of the shots that are in this reel that I'm making. I'm at 70 millimeters, trying to keep the focal length consistent across all shots. So when we cut back and forth between them, we have like a similar perspective. And yeah. Just made sure everything is centered using the grid. Made sure to put the light in the lower or in the upper thirds using like the lower thirds thing or whatever it's called. And then I just made sure that the middle of the ground crack is in the middle of these two boxes. By the way, these reels are out on my Instagram and YouTube shorts, so please go and check them out, give them a like. Maybe watch them on your phone so that it's full screen and nice and high quality. And, you know, I don't know, maybe give my Instagram a follow or something, or subscribe on YouTube. I mean, you never know, you might see some more cool content like this. Alright, so here we are in Premiere Pro, and I just wanted to quickly show you my setup of how I graded these shots. I basically took the exact same style and workflow for all of them, so I'm just going to show you this one sequence right here, this one reel. Basically, I just have, so I did a few things. First of all, I added an adjustment layer with Dehancer on it. So Dehancer Pro is a plugin that was first introduced to DaVinci Resolve, but then they created it for Premiere as well. And it basically helps you replicate film looks. Not only that, but also it can transform your log footage into Rec. 709 footage. So you don't have to do that outside, you can do everything inside of Dehancer. So what I did is you would choose the camera, and then in the camera settings, you select the camera that you're working with, what picture profile you chose, and what ISO range you're working with so that it gives you the most accurate Rec. 709 conversion. And then after that, after the input category, you would then go into film, film grain, halation, bloom. There's a bunch of different options that you can play with to get different types of looks. Like for example, this halation here is really cool because it adds a little bit of a glow to certain parts of the image. So if I go ahead and disable this, you can take a look at what is happening in these little highlight areas here. So I'm going to disable it and then enable it, disable, enable, and you can see it just adds a bit of a nice glow around things. So that's just the halation. There's also film grain. If I disable that, it
disables the film grain. You can get a cleaner looking image out of this, but I kind of wanted a film type of look to it. So after you go through all these things, I then added another like Lumetri color just to kind of bump up the contrast a little bit, take out some of the color, make it a bit more muted. And that's it. So that's basically all I did. It's just a little bit of a Dehancer Pro and some overall slight color correction on top of everything. And then one more adjustment layer with a transform effect that's animating the scale so that it adds a little bit of a slight zoom as we go through the footage. And that's basically it. And of course, since we're uploading to Instagram and YouTube Shorts, I made sure that the composition is vertical. And I like working in a 4K composition and then later on exporting in 1080p because that's what Instagram and TikTok prefer. Oh yeah, that's kind of my process. That was my day filming these reels. All right, that's it for me today. Thanks, bye.